Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Girls Who Like Hoops podcast. I'm Tori. I hope you guys are having a great week. First things first, housekeeping, of course. Like, subscribe, follow me on whatever you listen to this on to stay up to date on new episodes. I do want to thank you guys because I haven't said this in a while, but I really am appreciative of you guys listening and following along and being a part of the community that we're building here. It's been really great and super fun, and I'm having a great time. I really do appreciate you guys being patient and lenient with me while I'm getting kind of back into the swing of things with women's basketball, coming back up and everything. March Madness is coming up. That's exciting. I probably won't be able to watch a bunch of the games, but I'm definitely going to try to keep tabs on things just because I'll probably be at work while most of the games are happening, unless it's the weekend or something. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. A little housekeeping, the Twitter page, Hoops Like Girls, go check it out. We're having a great time over there. And by we, I really mean me. I just love to live tweet about games and kind of talk to people in the replies and everything. I really enjoy doing that. So if you have any opinions, want to know my thoughts on games, I really only watch women's games, Unrivaled, and then WNBA games, and then I'll watch a Golden State Warriors. I'm watching every single Golden State Warriors game. There's a TikTok live that I'm going to be doing tonight. I'm going to be on with Justice on TikTok. So the link to TikTok is in the link tree. Go check that out. It's probably going to be, if you're on the East Coast, the live is going to be at 9:30. 8:30 Central Time. So go check that out if you're interested. You can get in the comments, be a part of the community that we're building over there. We talk about college, WNBA, stuff like that. They talk about college. I kind of just sit there and look cute, but you know what I do anyways. But yeah, I'm sure we're probably gonna talk about some WNBA stuff. So feel free to head over there and do that. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the Unrivaled games because I have a lot of opinions and I'm actually really excited to talk about them because I watched them all and I really enjoyed a lot of the games this week. So let's get into it. First games that we had on Friday were Vinyl versus Laces. The Vinyl beat the Laces by 1 point, 64-63. Ray Burrell had a great start to the game in the first quarter. Jackie and Tiffany Hayes were back from injury this game. Aliyah Boston, I felt like they were kind of getting her a little bit more involved offensively, and so that was exciting. I think Coach Witherspoon had asked Aliyah, how she wants the ball so, they can kind of get her going offensively, and, said she wanted to get the ball on the block, and I think they kind of worked on finding her and for more possessions throughout the 2 games that they played this weekend, so I think that was really good for her. Again, I think a lot of the Fever's success is going to hinge on Aliyah Boston being great and being that Rookie of the Year caliber player. And at the same time, I think the Fever have made some really great pickups as well. So I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting to see. I think Aliyah Boston is obviously a good player. I'm hoping that her game just kind of isn't translating well to 3-on-3, or maybe the play style of the team is a little, too different from what her strengths might be. So I'm hoping to kind of see her play a little bit more, be more herself for the Fever. And I guess we'll see once the season starts. For the Laces, they closed the gap at the end of the third after going on a run. The refs missed some calls late in the fourth for the Vinyl, but at the end of the day, they were able to pull the win out and they won with some free throws. So for the Vinyl, still no Enrique, but Ryan Howard gave you 24 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks, was 9 of 21 from the field, 2 of 8 from 3. Dearica Hamby gave you 17 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, was 6 of 11 from the field, 3 of 3 from 3. I really love that. Dearica is super reliable when it comes to, getting her offense going and being efficient doing it, getting boards. I really love her game, and I'm excited to see what she looks like playing with Kelsey this season. So it should be super exciting. Jordin Canada gave you 10 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1 steal. She was 4 of 15 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3. This season, I'd be really happy to kind of see her be more efficient. I think the game that she played later on this week, she was a bit more efficient, but I think once we get to see her offensive game coming along a little bit more, I think the Dream definitely have the opportunity to do something special. And with Ryan even, I really like Ryan Howard. I think we obviously know what she's able to do. She's capable of being a 3-level scorer. It just becomes about her pace of play, that once she gets to that point of slowing the game down. and dictating that pace and finding her rhythm and kind of letting the game come to her, I think we're going to be looking at a very scary player, honestly. I think Rhyne Howard is super, super talented. 3-level scorer. She can get you in the paint. She can get you in the mid-range from 3. Sometimes I feel like she kind of forces it a bit, but I'm, again, so excited to see, like, if she's able to get to the point where she can dictate that pace of play. I know that's more of a, like, point guard style thing, but she does play a lot of ISO, so I'm interested to see what that's going to look like. And I think if she's able to kind of slow the game down for herself, I think her next to Aliyah, next to BG, with Jordin facilitating, it's going to be very interesting. And I think, honestly, they could be a very scary team that's going to do something this season. I think they're going to do something regardless, but I would really love to see them be more efficient this year, because last year I kind of felt like Aliyah at times and Rhyne were a bit inefficient, but also at the same time, Jordin wasn't really playing all season, and now, they have a big in BG, so I'm interested to see what it looks like, and I'm excited for those two. Obviously, like I said, Dearica is super reliable, so to be able to see her play well offensively, get in the boards, and she's oftentimes not even the biggest person on the floor, it's going to be amazing to see what she looks like next to Kelsey, next to Ari McDonald, what she looks like next to these players that they have coming in. It's going to be really great. And even just like seeing her put up stats like that efficiently next to Cameron, next to Rakia, it's going to be hopefully amazing. For Ray Burrell, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block, was 3 of 6 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. Again, another player from the Sparks that I'm excited about. Last year, I really enjoyed watching her play. I think she's a very great player. She always goes hard on defense. You even see that in Unrivaled. She honestly plays hard on both sides of the floor. I would watch the Sparks games, and I know a lot of people probably didn't watch the Sparks last season once Cameron Brink was out, and then their point guard was hurt, and then Ari McDonald got hurt later on, and Lexi Brown was out. It was kind of a tough watch some games, but I watched a lot of their games, and Ray Burrell was honestly like a player who really stuck out to me. Like, definitely goes hard on defense, and will work hard to make the right reads on passes, during plays, things like that, and will of course like shoot a 3 if necessary. And I'm really happy to see her game really progressing, especially against the Laces. To see Ray learning from Dearica, learning from Azare, and figuring out what play style works best for her, and obviously always matching intensity and playing really hard on defense is going to get her really far in the league. And I'm happy to see her play and how she develops in the WNBA this season. Aliyah Boston, 6 points, 10 rebounds. I feel like they found her in the paint a little bit more. She was 2 of 3 from the field. I do like her getting on the boards, and I'm pretty sure that was a really big help for them. And how they beat the Laces, again, a very close game, but she played 12 minutes, which is more than she usually plays. So again, I think seeing that development is going to be very important for the upcoming season. And hopefully, with the vets that the Fever have, they're kind of able to give her some pointers, some tips here and there. So it should be interesting. For the Laces, there was no Kate Martin or Betnijah Laney Hamilton, and Betnijah Laney Hamilton will not be returning this season. I believe she was injured, and she won't be playing for Unrivaled anymore. I hope it's something serious, because I feel like that would be a big loss to the Liberty. I feel like Betnijah Laney Hamilton is a really great two-way player. So to lose her, even for the Laces, for like this small moment, for like for her being a release player, and even just for the Liberty, I feel like she offers you a lot offensively and also defensively. She will guard your best player every night. So I hope it's nothing serious. I really enjoy watching Betnijah Laney Hamilton play. Sometimes I feel like she really gets after it, and I don't always love it when it's against my favorite teams, but she's a really great player, and I hope she's doing okay. Alyssa Thomas gave you 16 points, 9 rebounds, was 8 of 11 from the field. She's looking like her old self again, getting to the boards, getting her points. She's doing great. Kayla McBride gave you 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 5 of 18 from the field, 2 of 8 from the 3. The only thing about that is I feel like Kayla has really been carrying this team, and I think she even mentioned to some of the commentators that she was excited to be playing with Tiffany again, with Jackie, because she started the season, with these players and hasn't really got the opportunity to play with them anymore. And so she kind of really had to carry that scoring load. So to see AT coming in and giving you 16, to see Tiffany Hayes giving you 11 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, even though she was a little inefficient from the field. 3 of 11 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Seeing Jackie come in and give you 16 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, 5 of 7 from the field, 3 of 4 from 3. Very efficient as always. But to be able to play with them, that's your team. So to be able to build that chemistry back up, it's going to be really great, I think. And I think if Kayla maybe is able to give you a little bit more, maybe 2 more points, they win this game. Obviously, because I think they lost by 1. So, or even just, when it comes to free throws, people hitting free throws, I think they would have been helpful. Natasha Heidemann gave you 4 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 of 5 from the field. I think she has a really great game later on this week. So, that stat line is still pretty decent and impressive to me, especially because they already have shooters on that team. So they don't really need her for that. They kind of just need somebody to facilitate for them. And I think that she does well in that role for this team. Stephanie Dolson gave you 4 points, 4 rebounds, and was 2 of 4 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3. So, honestly, a decent showing from the team. Everybody contributed. I think that's one of the things that's different about the Laces and the Owls from other teams is that they kind of always have like multiple people contributing offensively, whereas other teams kind of struggle with that. And I'll talk about that a little bit more later on. Next up, we have Miss versus Phantom. The Miss beat the Phantom 88-62. For the Miss, Brianna Stewart gave you 21 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 steals, and was 8 of 14 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3, and 3 of 3 from the free throw line. Rakia Jackson gave you 20 points, 6 rebounds, 2 steals, was 7 of 12 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, and 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Honestly, this is a really great game for her, just because I know she had kind of struggled a little bit last week at one of the games. So to kind of see that, see those highs, also be able to see those lows, but be able to see her come back and play well after, having more of a low-scoring game is really great. Jewel Lloyd had 18 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists, was 7 of 10 from the field and 3 of 5 from the three-point line. I don't mind it. Efficient. 18 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. I'll take it. I'll take it. Y'all know I'm not really sold on Jewel right now. I'm not really sold on it. I like Jewel, of course. As of late, we haven't really seen that level of Jewel. So I'm interested to see what it looks like for the WNBA. I'm interested to see what it looks like on the Aces next to Asia, next to Jackie, next to Chelsea. Obviously, she can create shots for others, and that's been a role that she's played for the Miss. So I'm interested to see how Becky is going to use that during the season. Is it going to be like a Chelsea sits? Jewel can kind of control the ball. Jackie can also, play make when necessary. So I'm very interested to see what this looks like, what the efficiency is, what the consistency is of it. I'm excited. This stat line makes me excited. Courtney Vandersloot gave you 13 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and was 5 of 8 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3. I like it, honestly. I like it. She gave you 13, and honestly, Courtney has been playing really great lately, which, I was actually on a TikTok live with another creator the other day. She's really great. She's big in the WNBA community. Seaway, really great. I'm probably gonna put her on the screen or in the description below. But she was kind of like, oh, like y'all are doing too much on Sloot, kind of in the comments, because I think some people were kind of talking about Courtney. And I'm gonna be honest. To be fair, Courtney wasn't looking too great with the Liberty. I'm not going to lie to you. That game during the finals versus the Aces, that didn't look too great. Sometimes in the season, she wasn't even playing that many minutes. I think it just wasn't really working with the Liberty to me. So I'm happy to see her go back to the Sky and kind of get her footing of obviously passing the ball well. And I think them having a veteran on the floor like Courtney Vandersloot, who has played in, she's played in Euro leagues and stuff, and obviously has played on a few WNBA teams and has won a chip with the Sky. I think it's going to be really great for them to have a vet like Courtney be able to make those passes to Angel, to Camilla, to Michaela Onyenwere, just really be able to read the floor, be a vet on the floor, and now to see her offensive game coming together in Unrivaled, her kind of finding her shot. I'm very excited to see what the Sky look like, honestly. Am I excited? I'm excited. Yeah. I'm excited to see what it looks like. I think it's going to be fun. For Dejanay Carrington, she gave you 9 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 steal. She was 4 of 7 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3. I like it. She probably didn't play that many minutes, so like 9 points, 3 rebounds, 1 steal. I like it. She always comes in, and obviously like gets you going on defense first, and then she gets going on offense. So this is going to be really exciting to see her with the Wings as well. If you can't tell, I'm just excited about basketball and the WNBA this season, and I'm ready for the draft. I'm ready for all of it. Like, I'm ready for these games. I'm about to be watching so much basketball, and that scares me, but it's going to be amazing and great, and I'm excited. Aliyah Edwards gave you 7 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and was 2 of 4 from the field. I like it. Love that stat line. I love her getting on the boards and everything. Again, another player I'm excited to see play in the WNBA, especially next to Shakira Austin, Brittany Sykes. Like, seeing those players play well, and then I'm seeing them play well individually, and so I'm ready to see them play together and what that looks like. The Miss simply outshot the Phantom from the field. They were 33 of 55, while the Phantom were 22 of 53. That is a damn shame. It truly is. I don't know how the Phantom wake up in the morning. I really don't. I don't sometimes. And it's not even that they're a bad team. They just so like up and down. Like, they got to find some stability, which is actually coming up later in this episode. We're going to talk about the game they had. That was really great. For the Phantom against the Miss this time, no Marina Mabury. However, Sabrina came in, gave you 20 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, was 5 of 17 from the field, 3 of 9 from the 3, and 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Not crazy efficient. However, this being her last game and she gave you 20, she ate that. 20 and 8, she cooked. Katie Lou Samuelson gave you 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals. She was 3 of 5 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. Again, I don't mind that stat line. I'm excited to see, you hear them three steals. I'm excited to see what she looks like next to Skylar. If y'all haven't been watching Unrivaled, Skylar has been going crazy on defense. She's looked amazing. And so to have a player like Katie Lou on the bench who can go in there, can do the back cuts, can cut to the basket. Honestly, she can shoot a little bit. She can shoot here and there. I think she can find her shot this season. And like, for her to just go that hard on defense, like the Storm's defense is going to be scary. Like, it's going to be very frightening for some of the teams in the league. I'm just so ready for the season to start because the Storm are looking very much like contenders. And even just like when it comes to the like 3 and D, they have a good couple of players who can offer you that. They have Katie Lou. They have Skylar, who works more in the paint, but again, like, she can find who's open. She finds her people when she needs to. She plays amazing defense. NECA plays great defense. Ezzy plays good defense. Honestly, before she had kind of like the back half of the season, she was definitely in conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. So and then Gabby Williams, she's gonna be looking amazing when she comes back. I'm just excited. I'm just so excited. There's so much bubbling, and I love that Unrivaled is kind of the place where we can kind of see these players kind of finding it close to the season and then kind of imagining what it could look like potentially on the court. So this is exciting. I love Unrivaled for that reason as well. Satou gave you 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, was 2 of 7 from the field. Now, I'm not going to do too much on Satou. I'm not going to do too much. Okay? Things were said by the commentators this game. I'm not going to do too much, like I said, because I kind of already shared my opinion about her last week. I want to clarify that I would love to be wrong about this. She had a really great game yesterday when they played on Monday. So I'm pretty sure Lisa Leslie worked with her after this game. I think she worked with her or something, and it looked a lot better the second game that they played this weekend. But this right here, that is not a good stat line. It's not. Terrible, really. 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block. I don't like that. I don't like that because I know that she's better than that. I know that. And I would like to see it. And hopefully I see something even better coming up. For BG, She gave you 24 points, 3 rebounds, 1 steal, was 11 of 14 from the field, 2 of 2 from the three-point line. BG is so reliable and anchor. Obviously, she needed more help than what anybody could give, but nobody's ever winning the game with BG giving you 24, Sabrina giving you 20, and everybody else is in single digits. That is never going to win you the game. It's just not going to work. BG, honestly, was the best player on the floor this night to me. Natasha Cloud gave you 6 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, plays amazing defense. The offense has to come along. Like 1 of 10 from the field, 0 of 6 from 3, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. We're going to have to work on it. But Natasha Cloud, like I said, plays hard defense, can honestly defend the best of them, will attempt to defend a 5. So I think that like what you kind of give up a little bit offensively at times is worth what she can do defensively. But for this intents and purposes, definitely 1 of 10. We do want to work on it, or we want to see you maybe pass the ball, you know? But outside of that, I don't mind the performance. Again, I like Natasha Cloud as a player, so I'm never going to do too much. This is Sabrina's last game, so kind of seeing the way that this team was able to level up later on in the week is really great, and we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. On Saturday, we had 2 games, of course, Lunar Owls versus Vinyl. The Lunar Owls beat the Vinyl 78-72. This was a great game at the beginning. The Owls were definitely getting cooked by Rhyne Howard. Like, I was on Twitter, I was like, okay, so who's going to stop Rhyne? At the half, I was like, who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? People were in the reply talking about it's Rhyne time. Time was up immediately after halftime because it wasn't the same player. If there's one thing that I would love to see from Rhyne, I love like her tenacity and her confidence in herself and in her shot. There are some moments though where I do wish that she would maybe like take her foot off the gas a little bit, just so that, you know, she can allow the game to come to her instead of kind of forcing it. I will personally say Skylar Diggins-Smith carried the Owls to this win on her back, single-handedly. She carried. For the Lunar Owls, Skylar Diggins-Smith gave you 27 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. She was 11 of 16 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, and 2 of 2 from the free throw line. If that's not efficiency, I don't know what is. My biggest kind of like, not even gripe really, but like my one thing about the Storm last season was like the efficiency when it came to Jewel, when it came to Skylar. And so to see her put on this efficient performance, and also, you know, obviously being lenient because it was like her first time back in the league since she had been gone after she had her baby and everything. So to see her put on this efficient performance of 11 of 16 from the field, 27 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. I am, again, very excited to see what she's able to do this season. And I'm just honestly amazed by the way that she's been able to, like, you know, obviously play her way back into things. She's just looking very polished right now. And I love that. And I really hope that that continues because this was an amazing stat line, an amazing game for her. Her best so far to me in Unrivaled. For Alicia Gray, she gave you 17 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. She was 6 of 15 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3, and 2 of 2 from the free throw line. A great game. Again, you can always tell that she goes hard on defense. Also, you know, passes the ball. I really just love the ball movement from this team anyways, just because it's something that's so simple, but it's something that can be very hard to do, is making the right pass, making the right read to make the right pass. So I love being able to see the guards do that and really get the ball into Nafisa, to Shakira, and even just like passing the ball to each other. Really amazing. I just love watching the Lunar Owls play. I love a good fundamental team. This is the way that I feel about the Minnesota Lynx. I feel like a lot of basketball teams in the WNBA have sometimes varying styles of how they play the game, which is something I really like because it's not just people chucking up threes, which sometimes can be what the NBA is. But I love that this team kind of has that same feel to me as the Lynx because it's so fundamental of just making the right passes, playing hard defense, defensive switches, things like that. I love that. But yeah, that's why the Lunar Owls are my favorite team. It just is very fundamental. I love sound basketball, and that's what they play. Napheesa Collier gave you 16 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. She was 8 of 14 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3, 0 of 3 from the free throw line. Not her best game, but I do think that obviously she's still in the mix with her team. And it's even crazy for me to sit here and say that not her best game, because that's a great stat line. I'm just so used to 20 plus. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's okay to have a rough game even here and there, especially because you can tell with this team, it's not just Napheesa kind of being the person that is relied on for offense. And that's kind of, I think, a running theme with a couple of teams. Like with the Phantom, it was mostly Sabrina, BG. And then, with the Laces before the injuries, it's Kayla McBride, Tiffany Hayes, Kate Martin in the mix there. And even now Jackie, it's kind of just 3 people who are kind of consistently able to give you an offensive push. And that's what the Owls have. So that's why I think that the Laces and the Owls are evenly matched teams. For the Rose, it's Chelsea Gray, Angel Reese. With the Vinyl, it's Dearica Hamby, Ryan Howard. With the Mist, it's Brianna Stewart consistently giving you points. And then it's just who else is going to go off? So to me, I think the Owls are the team that's had the greatest opportunity to kind of figure that out and tweak it. But I think some other teams are definitely in the mix for, they're figuring it out. They're grinding out some of these wins and they're pulling it together. But to me, for the Owls, that's been the thing that set them apart from everybody else, was them figuring out how to play well together, how to pass the ball, making the right passes, doing all these things, building great habits, and then doing that consistently over the weeks, whereas some of the other teams took them a little bit of time to kind of find their rhythm. But for them, it kind of felt instantaneous. So that's been the only thing to me that's kind of pushed the Lunar Owls apart. I definitely think that other teams are figuring out, how to play and what they need to do to win and what will give them the best opportunity to win. And it's different for everyone, that play style that the Owls have may not work or really doesn't work for the Rose. Everybody getting touches isn't necessarily something that is how the Rose are winning games. For the Vinyl, that's not really necessarily what it is. It's a lot of get to Dearica in the paint, get Ryan in the paint. It's just that, But that's just my opinion on that. I didn't mean to go off on a tangent. Anyways, Courtney Williams gave you 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. I like that. I think she struggled a little bit last week in some of the games, so I'm enjoying kind of seeing her find her footing. She was 5 of 8 from the field as well, so I like that. Great stat line, very efficient. Actually, I found out Steph Curry saw her at All-Star Weekend and was like, "You're a dog." What? He ain't lie, but I love that for her because Courtney Williams is a dog. Honestly, she's amazing. Shakira Austin gave you 8 points, 4 rebounds, and was 3 of 4 from the field. Shakira, she's coming along. Honestly, I love it. Lisa Leslie loves it. I know because she be on that mic. Shakira, okay. I'm gonna let her have it. I'm gonna let her have it though. Anyways, for the Vinyl, Dearica Hamby gave you 31 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, was 13 of 18 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, 2 of 6 from the free throw line. I do think if she had hit her free throws, I think we might be looking at a different outcome of the game. But again, she really got in there. 31 points, 11 rebounds, very efficient. And you were even seeing performances like this with the Sparks last year. So again, to see her put up double digits, getting these rebounds, and she's rarely ever the biggest player on the floor. To see that next to Cameron, to see that next to Rakia, it's going to be a movie. I'm so excited. If the Sparks don't live up to the hype that I'm giving them right now, I'm going to push through, but I'm going to be sick to my stomach. For Ryan Howard, she gave you 18 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, was 6 of 19 from the field, 4 of 13 from 3. I'm going to be honest, these stats honestly feel unbelievable because they sound and look inefficient, but at the time of watching the game, it felt like she couldn't miss in the first half of the game. Like, it felt like a real punishment to be sitting there watching the game. I was like, who is going to stop her? And luckily, again, she cooled down in the second half for my favorite team to win. But again, I really think it's about her dictating the game, her dictating the pace. And that's going to be the thing that really changes, like, her game and changes her play style and changes that efficiency. So again, I'm excited to see what it looks like in the WNBA. For Jordin Canada, she gave you 11 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 block. She was 4 of 6 from the field, 1 of 3 from the free throw line. I like it. Very efficient. 8 assists, doing point guard things. Aliyah Boston gave you 8 points, 3 rebounds, was 3 of 4 from the field. Burrell gave you 4 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 1 steal, was 2 of 7 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3. Not her greatest night from the field, but also I know she was out there playing hard. I think obviously Dearica just needed more help. I think if Rhyne maybe, hits maybe 2 or 3 more threes, maybe we're looking at something else. It was a very close game, 78-72, very close. They just weren't able to pull it out. Next up, we have Miss versus Rose. The Miss beat the Rose 71-62. A few things about this game I have to say and get off my chest. The refs are honestly trash. Just trash. Rakia got her first tech at the beginning of the game, and honestly, it felt like it was an overreaction. But it was like, okay, like maybe she was chatting a bit to the refs. Okay, let's just see what happens for the rest of the game. Then she got ejected for saying really while smiling on the floor and laughing on the court. I can't, it's hard to take some of these games seriously. You know what I mean? And so when people are like, oh, it's rigged, I don't think it's rigged. I really don't. Because the refs have really cracked down on the Lunar Owls in the coming weeks. Well, in the past weeks. But I won't lie, like, that was a crazy, crazy ejection. That's a crazy ejection. Like, I don't like that. That's not fun for anybody, especially because Rakia is such a great player. They were still able to win the game, which low-key pissed me off because y'all know I don't like the miss. I don't like that. I don't like them missed. But unfortunately, they were able to pull out the win, I feel like ejecting a player really lights a fire underneath teams to win games. So, that low-key pressed me. Secondly, the Mist aren't a real team to me. I hate to be the one to say it, but beating the Rose when they've played arguably their worst game to date and struggling to get the win at that, I can't take them seriously. Like, actually, I need them to pack it up and try again next season. Because what I watched, it was low-key pitiful. I didn't enjoy that at all. They need to lock in. For the Mist, there was no Jewel Lloyd, and then, Rakia got ejected, so there was no Rakia for real. So they were only working with 5 bodies. However, they still were able to come up with the win. You hate to see that. You really do. Stewie gave you 22 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks. Was 7 of 21 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. And that's the thing. Stewie wasn't even playing like Stewie for real. Like, this wasn't a crazy efficient night for her. 7 of 21 from the field. Come on. You got to be able to win that game. But the Rose, they were not at their best. Like, this was a terrible game from the Rose. Absolutely awful showing. Genuinely. Courtney Vandersloot gave you 18 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, was 7 of 14 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. I'm not going to lie. Vandersloot was cooking. Was cooking the hell out of people, and it was crazy. Dejanay Carrington came in the game. She came out swinging. She was getting to the rim. She was defending well. This was honestly her best game of Unrivaled to me. She gave you 18 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. She damn near got the same stats as Sloot. She was 7 of 13 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. She had more rebounds than Sloot. They were out there cooking, genuinely. Rakia gave you 3 points. She only played 6 minutes. So she really couldn't do much for you, but okay, 3. She gave them a reason to win the game. Aliyah Edwards gave you 10 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. 3 or 4 from the field, 2 or 5 from the free throw line. They were out there cooking. Okay? I can't even be mad at the Miss for real. They ate. And it wasn't even Stewie for real. It was like everybody else. Like Stewie gave you 22, but like everybody else came along for the ride. I like that. Next up, we have the Rose. There was no Azure or Kalia Copper. And actually, I got the opportunity to watch this game on a TikTok live with a fellow WNBA content creator, Seaway. So I'm going to link her stuff in the description below. And there were some other like Angel Reese fans like in the TikTok live as well. And it was honestly like really cool to be a part of that. I try my best to not really ever say anything critical about Angel or Caitlyn because I feel like there's enough of that on the internet already, and I really don't love that. I feel like as the women's game is growing, obviously, you know, good things come with the bad, but I really hate the conversations that like surround those two sometimes, and especially like because I just really enjoy watching basketball in general, and I understand like, you know, it takes time to be great. Like it takes time to kind of figure things out. There are some people who do get it quick and there are others that don't. There are some people who, you know, it takes them a couple of years to maybe get their game going. There are others who, again, it clicks immediately. And I just kind of hate the conversations that the narrative that goes on in the media surrounding them. I hate the conversations of constantly putting them up against each other. Like I don't like that because I just like basketball. I want to see both of them compete. I want to see both of them play well so that we can get the best version of that competition. So I try my best to never really have anything to say about either one of them, you know, only like saying what they did that game, what I like to see, stats, blase, blase, blah. But to be in this, like in a space with other people who know her game and are being critical of her out of love because they believe that she can be better and because they're holding her to that expectation was a really like honestly like a special experience to me. Like I don't think that a lot of times when people are talking about sports at all, but especially women's sports, that we are ever really afforded the opportunity very often to like have productive conversations or even just to have conversations about what a player can do, what they need to do to be better, and kind of like be like, hey, like, you know, not a good game today. You look like you didn't really want to play, but hey, you get them next time, you know, keep your head up, keep going. And that was the vibe that was in that live. Like Angel didn't have her best game this night, but even though she wasn't playing at her best, they were rooting for her. They were cheering for her. Like it was like that's what it is about women's basketball. There's not like a huge space in sports in general where players are critiqued out of like just people knowing that a player can meet those expectations that they set for them. And I think that the space is obviously very small when it comes to NBA players. The space isn't super small for women's basketball yet, but there is still that issue of comparing players and doing all of that instead of like just that celebration of a player in general without putting somebody else down. And so I really loved that about the space, was that it was about, hey, this player can do better. I've seen her do better. I'm holding her to that expectation. It's okay to have a bad game. Keep your head up. Keep pushing. We support you. Go out there and do you. Play like you know? They talked about like her settling for shots or her kind of not being confident in things, being able to tell that body language. And I loved that. I loved that. It's been there are very few times in my life that I can say that I've been a part of a space where it felt like a positive conversation about sports. And that was one of those moments. And so that was really fun for me. Again, I'm going to link that creator's stuff down in the description. She goes live like almost every day. She posts a lot about, you know, she posts about women's basketball, NBA stuff and things like that. And sorry, I got a text. But yeah, that was really cool. And I appreciated being a part of that. Again, I probably would have definitely turned the game off if it weren't for me watching with them. It was just not a great game for a lot of the players who were on the team. And so with that being said, let's get into the stats. Chelsea Gray gave you 38 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 1 block. She was 13 of 24 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3, and 6 of 6 from the free throw line. She was honestly carrying that team on her back. Like, Chelsea Gray deserves so much more appreciation than she gets. Seeing her offensive game kind of come together, especially after, kind of struggling with the aces in the back half of the season, has been really great. I totally understand, though. She had her foot surgery and everything, and I'm sure there is some hesitancy there. I noticed that hesitancy last season with just the way that she played and everything. So to see her kind of getting back into herself has been really cool. She had some highlight passes throughout the game because she is the point guard at the end of the day, but people were smoking layups, they were fumbling open shots, just mishandling the ball, and it really sucked because she was having an amazing game and she was carrying the team on her back and she was making these amazing passes that should have never even gotten to the people, and then they kind of smoked them. But it's okay, it happens. Sometimes you have a bad game. She was the only good thing about this team that day, to be completely honest. The only player scoring for a very large majority of the game. I'm not typically this critical, but everyone on the team had a poor performance except for her, unfortunately. Angel Reese gave you 8 points, 13 rebounds, 1 block, was 4 of 10 from the field. Lexi Hull gave you 2 points, 3 rebounds, was 1 of 9 from the field, 0 of 4 from 3. They need Lexi the most. They need her to knock down these shots. They need her to be an offensive-minded player, and I know that that's not necessarily always her first thought, but they really needed her this game, and unfortunately the shots weren't falling. Lexi goes so hard on defense, and that is such a redeeming quality to me and makes her a really amazing player and sets her apart from other people, but she missed some wide open shots, and it was wide open shot after wide open shot. And I was just and there was nothing to do because it's pass the ball, but there's nobody to pass the ball to because everybody on the team was struggling. At the end, I could tell that she was kind of shook up about her shooting being off because she was kind of hesitating to shoot, which was messing up her shot even more. And it was causing, shot clock violations. It was a lot going on this game. Brittany Sykes gave you 14 points, 3 rebounds, was 5 of 13 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. The only other player with double figures on the team, but again, was somebody who was smoking layups. Chelsea was passing her the ball. She was missing point blank layups. She was missing shots. She's a very good player as well. I watched her with the Mystics last year when she was able to play, when she wasn't injured. And like I said, she's a very good player. So that's what made these performances so upsetting, is because I've seen these players play well in 3v3. I've seen them, have these breakout games in 3v3. I've seen them have great games in 5-on-5. And then, to kind of see them kind of fizzle out was really hard to watch. I absolutely hated it, honestly. Ariel Atkins had 0 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. I don't know what happened there. I felt like she was kind of afraid to shoot the ball, which is so valid, especially after, kind of seeing how the offense was going. And I think it was probably just crazy to watch your teammates kind of not playing well, and then that being a lot of pressure on you to play well. So I'm not even going to do too much. I was just disappointed in the Rose this game. Only Chelsea wanted to win that night, it felt like. And I hate to see the Miss win, but, there was no other outcome with only Chelsea playing hard. Like I said, though, the fact that they struggled to win this game until the very end was very pitiful to me, though. So, Miss, y'all need to wake it up. Lastly, on Monday, we had 2 games, of course. Rose versus Laces. The Rose beat the Laces 58-53. For the Rose, I really enjoyed this game. Lexi got her offense going through her defense this game. She got stops at the beginning of the first quarter. Then, she got to the line and, seeing the ball go through the hoop, I think helped her a little bit. Lexi getting that rebound over Alyssa Thomas. Lexi really came to play that day. I think that loss was really necessary for the Rose, just because I think when you lose that badly, the only way to come out is to come out fighting better and ready to perform. Ariel got her first points I think of the league this night. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure these were her first points. There was some great passing from the Rose as well in the second quarter. Angel did a great job staying out of foul trouble until a little bit later on in the fourth quarter. And that's very important because she is the only big available and playing up against the Laces, who have Alyssa Thomas and have Steph Dolson. You really need Angel to stay on the court. Brittany Sykes, though, she has to work on hitting those open layups. Again, this night, she was kind of not hitting them. Got to work on that. Angel got a rebound over AT, and then that immediately led to an assist to Chelsea for 3. It was an amazing basketball, exquisite. I love Angel kind of stepping into that playmaking role. I'm really enjoying that. To win the game, Chelsea hit that between the legs, step back 3, and they clinched a playoff spot. They did an amazing job tonight. Again, they had no Azare, no Ka. Chelsea Gray gave you 26 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 steals, 1 block, was 11 of 24 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3. Angel Reese had 16 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, was 7 of 14 from the field, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Brittany Sykes gave you 4 points, 5 rebounds, was 2 of 10 from the field. Again, not her best night, but again, we know what she's capable of. She can really get going on any night. This just unfortunately wasn't really the game for her. Lexi Hall gave you 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, was 4 of 9 from the field, 0 of 3 from the 3-point line. Lisa Leslie had ended up saying maybe she just needs to work her way in the mid-range first and then focus on shooting threes. And I agreed with that for sure. I definitely think once you start hitting shots in the paint, in the mid-range, it gets a lot easier for you to hit shots from 3. So hopefully next week we kind of see that a little bit more. Ariel, I can give you 2 points, 2 assists, and had 1 steal. Pretty decent. For the Laces, Alyssa Thomas was absolutely everywhere defensively when the Rose went small with Sykes, Ariel, and Chelsea in the second quarter. She got a lot of steals. She was disrupting passing lanes. She played really well. She was looking like her old self, honestly. They had no Kate Martin, but Kayla McBride gave you 20 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, was 8 of 19 from the field, 3 of 9 from 3, and 1 of 1 from the free throw line. Tiffany Hayes gave you 13 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, was 6 of 17 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3, 0 of 2 from the free throw line. Alyssa Thomas gave you 12 points, 16 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals, 1 block, and was 6 of 12 from the field. She had an amazing night. Honestly, that stat line is stellar. It's killer. Jackie gave you 4 points, 3 rebounds, was 2 of 6 from the field. Kind of struggled a little bit that night, but they had Kayla, they had Tiffany. The Rose were just honestly on a tear this night. Again, they were playing some pretty decent defense, and Chelsea was out there cooking again. Steph Dolson gave you 4 points, 2 rebounds, and was 2 of 2 from the field. Lastly, we had Phantom versus Owls. This is a really great game to me. The Phantom, there will be no more Sabrina. She's going to be out for the rest of the season due to prior commitments that she had before she signed on with Unrivaled. The way that I found out Sabrina won't be there for the rest of the season was actually so funny. I was on TikTok live and somebody in the comments was like, the day they announced it, did you hear about Sabrina going on an Asia World Tour? And I was like, Sabrina who? Carpenter? And they were like, no, not Sabrina Carpenter. I was like, who then? Sabrina who? And they were like, Sabrina Ionescu. And I was like, oh. Because I was like, girl, going on tour for what? And they were like, her shoes. She going on tour, an Asia World Tour with Nike for her shoe. And I was like, girl, that is so crazy because if you just say Sabrina announced her world tour, I didn't know what the hell y'all were talking about. I really didn't. But congrats to that lady. Her shoe, so successful. A lot of the players in the NBA wear them. They really become a staple shoe for a lot of basketball players. So congrats to her. Happy for her. This is an amazing opportunity for her. The Phantom got Marina Mabrey back. This was her first game back. She was out there decking people in the face. She played really well this game. Marina played very well this game. BG dunked. And then after that dunk, the next possession, she hit a 3. It was crazy. Satou looked really good in the paint. This was the game that she had worked with Lisa Leslie, I think, before this game. So she looked a lot better. Natisha Heidemann had an amazing game from the field. They made a big push to come back within 10. Unfortunately, the Owls just they cooked them. Satou gave you 21 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, was 7 of 17 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3, and 3 of 3 from the free throw line. That is, to me, is an amazing stat line. With no Sabrina, you got to be able to lean on somebody, and it was Satou. Natasha Heidemann, again, I said she had an amazing game. 20 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 7 of 11 from the field, 6 of 7 from 3. Natasha Heidemann was on fire, and if I can see this version of Natasha for the Lynx this season, people need to be cowering in corners and afraid, because I'm telling you right now, the Minnesota Lynx are actually getting a championship, and it's because I'm literally manifesting it for them. They will be getting a chip this season. Know that. Write that down. Remember where you were today when I said that. Natasha Cloud gave you 7 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, was 2 of 8 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. Katie Lou Simonson gave you 3 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 of 3 from the field. BG gave you 19 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 blocks, 8 of 11 from the field. Marina Mabry gave you 9 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 of 12 from the field, 1 of 9 from 3. This wasn't crazy stats for Marina, but I definitely was mesmerized by her game. I enjoy watching Marina play, which is why, I'm not going to lie, she deserves the money that she got. And if she wants to ask out of a team to go to a contender, she can definitely hang with the big dogs. I don't think that these stats are representative of her game. Like, defensively, she played really well. Like, she went out there and she was hungry for it, and honestly kept them competitive, and is the reason that they got within 10 points towards the end of the game. Obviously, BG always has a great night, super efficient, knows how to play the game. There's not many who can stop her. I actually had no clue that Shakira Austin was even like near the same height as BG, but seeing them out on the floor like that, I was like, oh wow, like that was actually crazy to me. So, kind of seeing her try to play defense on BG was pretty fun. But anyways, great game for BG and Satou. Unfortunately, I do think that you need more from Marina, you need more from Natasha. And if Katie Lou can give you 7 more points, I think maybe you win this one. For the Lunar Owls, that fuck you fadeaway from Fee is going to go undefeated every time. Like, I really want somebody to make a compilation of Nafisa doing those fadeaway jump shots, because for the most part, they are always at least 75 to 80% of the time they're going in. Honestly, if Nafisa Collier ever goes into that fadeaway shot, just as somebody who's seen it live in person, just give up. Because whatever you were going to try to do to affect the shot, it's not happening, okay? She might miss it, but it's not because of you, okay? It's because it was just like a rough angle for her, okay? It wasn't you. It was just a misstep. Know that. Alicia Gray got a tech during the game, and after that, she locked in. The Owls were getting stops. They were rebounding their misses and going back up with it. They were playing amazing basketball. Nafisa Collier gave you 33 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, was 14 of 22 from the field, 3 of 6 from the 3, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. This was honestly Nafisa's best game in probably 2 or 3 games. So this was really nice to kind of see her getting her stats back up. Skylar Diggins gave you 25 points, 7 rebounds, 11 assists, 3 steals, 1 block. She is playing amazing. She was 10 of 17 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Alicia Gray gave you 23 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, was 8 of 17 from the field, 4 of 9 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Shakira Austin gave you 9 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, was 4 of 7 from the field, and was 0 of 2 from 3. Courtney Williams gave you 2 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, was 1 of 6 from the field. Honestly, I just really love this team. Look at them. Again, this is just one of those things that this team has really figured out well, of just sharing the ball and just having trust in one another. Honestly, 33, you got one person giving you 33 points. You got one person giving you 25 consistently. You've got Alicia Gray giving you 23 points. Skylar has been so consistent this season. I'm loving it. Nafisa obviously shows up almost just about every game. She's had a game or two where it's been a little bit rougher and they've really, played good defense on her. But this has been really amazing to watch this team kind of dominate in a way. So yeah, I've really enjoyed that. But I'm excited for this week's games. I think this is the final week before the playoffs start. So I'm super excited to see how everything goes. And of course, I will be back here to let you know everything that's going on. Then after that's over, I don't really know when March Madness starts. I'm gonna get back to you. But yeah, this is gonna be super exciting. I can't wait. Obviously, the draft happens like right after March Madness, and then the WNBA season starts like 2 or 3 weeks after that. So there's gonna be a lot of content. I'm gonna be talking about, way too early playoff predictions. I'm gonna be predicting some seedings and everything. So it should be fun, a great vibe. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Again, like and subscribe. Share your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think is going to win it all for Unrivaled? Let me know in the poll on Spotify. Get in the comments on YouTube. Get in the comments on Spotify. Do what you do. Who are you excited to see play in the WNBA season? And let me know what your thoughts are on some things, and let me know what your thoughts are on some of the things we talked about this episode. With that, I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Bye.